You won't be unloved after this video. Now, when I did the little poll on the community tab, many of you said you wanted to see more how-to videos. So I'm going to do a how-to for you today. And what I'm going to go through is, number one, go through 5 reasons why you experience unlovedness in your 3D. And number 2, I'm going to go through how you can correct this so you can experience more lovedness, okay? Before I do this, down in the description will be the Self-Love Success Stories playlist. Now, there's some very basic self-love things you can do, and there's some good learning in those videos that are different ways people got their self-love up. I'm not going to go over old ground, so you can go and see that whenever you like and go through it. But today I'm going to go through some things that are more subtle and some deeper levels of how we don't love ourselves and how we create that unloved feeling that gets projected out and then it gets photocopied and showed back to us by often people we love at work, our families, and in romantic relationships. So now I'm going to put also at the end of the video how self-love influences your manifestations, okay? Your vibe of unlovedness or your vibe of loveness. So that will be a pop-up at the end of the video. Now, number 1, why you experience unlovedness is because your energy and your vibe is more in the state of I'm not loved, I'm not wanted. You're more in that state, and that is why you experience the evidence of it. Now, we have reasons why we're in that state. It's because of our childhood experiences, our teenager experiences, and then it overflows onto our adult experiences. Okay? Now, don't think because you've got this that you are in a minority. I think this is a bit of a pandemic, personally. I think the collective consciousness as we grow from our childhoods into our teenager lives, into our adult lives, I'm yet pressed to find somebody that hasn't had something happen to them. Whether it was a divorce, whether it was someone died, whether it was the teacher at school, whether it was friends moving away, things in life impact us and have a deep impact when we are very young. And that's where the beliefs start to hatch and take root. Okay? Now, how to correct this? Practice daily. I am love. Not I am loved by somebody else. Not I am lovable by somebody else. It's I am love. May divine love be made alive in me, as Florence talks about, Florence Scovel Shinn. Now, so by making it a priority. So many of you want someone else to make you a priority, okay? Make yourself a priority. And how do you do that? Now, a little exercise for you. Sit down and write a list of how you don't treat yourself with respect, love, and care. I'm not talking about the basic stuff. I'm going to be showing you and giving you examples of how we do it in more deeply rooted ways that you might not even notice, okay? Now, I'm going to give you some examples. Number 1. Big number 1, addictions, okay? Alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, overeating, gambling, pornography, overspending to make yourself feel better. And you got to stop lying to yourself if you're doing this, okay? This is just between you and you, okay? You don't have to tell anyone, but you need to be honest with yourself about this. Okay, and say to yourself, yeah, I do this, and this is a form of lack of self-love, and it is also a form of disrespect. And if I'm treating myself with disrespect, then it's no surprise that I get disrespected or unlovedness experiences on the outside, okay? Number 2, big one, workaholism, okay? This is destroying your health, okay? Chasing the dollar like it's, you know, this oasis in the desert. We all need to have money. We all need to bring money in, but you can do it in a way that is respectful over time as you build on your self-love and self-worth, okay? Now, workaholism is a bit of a drug. It's a way to avoid things. It's a way that we often deal with our fear of not enoughness, and it's a belief that keeps running. You have to work hard for money, you have to work hard for money, you have to work hard for money. There's never enough, there's never enough, there's never enough. So workaholism is looking at your beliefs, okay? And where did you get them from? And again, goes back to the old inner child, childhood experiences. Now, you can see people that have got this one. I was on the bus today in London, and it's like there's some people, my goodness, the black circles they have around their eyes, they look like possums or someone's punched them. You know, it just unbelievable. And I will say what I was thinking. In Australia, we say it's like 2 piss holes in the snow. So it's really that you treat yourself with disrespect by overworking. You smash your health, and you end up not being able to take care of yourself because you're exhausted. Now, if you want to manifest having more love and more evidence of loveness, if you're exhausted and constantly running yourself into the ground, you're not going to get the person that shows up and loves you to make up for that. Okay, your vibe is exhaustion is a negative belief, and it's a negative vibe, it's a negative state. Okay, but you've got to do the external things to correct that. Now, in some situations, you're in jobs where you're being pushed, but think about, how can I relieve my stress? Do I need to get another job? Do I need to employ someone if it's my own business? Can I work out ways to pull back a bit? Okay. Now, number 3, overgiving to others. Now, I see this a lot, especially with women, okay? Overgiving to others from a feeling of obligation and not knowing or saying, I mean, we know the word no, but we don't use it enough. So you have the right to say no. No, that doesn't work for me at the moment. And you don't have to go on and explain why, okay? You're allowed to say no if you don't want to. And that includes family, that includes friends, and that includes a romantic relationship. A boss, maybe not. But, you know, you got to look at, where am I draining my energy? Okay? Number 4, procrastination. Not doing that course that you said you've wanted to do for ages to further your knowledge, okay? Not being consistent with your exercise, not being consistent with your meditation if that's something that you want to do, not being consistent with rest or time to relax, okay? Now, this overflows into this next one, number 5, way too much screen time. Now, some of us work online, but that doesn't mean you have to be, you know, with your eyeballs glued to the screen, you know, after you finish work. You can make decisions to read, you can make decisions to listen to music, to cook, to do yoga, whatever it is, that uplifts your well-being and recharges you rather than draining the battery. Now, where do I see this a lot is people on social media. Now, every time I'm on a bus in London, there's someone doing this in front of me constantly. It is this obsession, addiction to, I need to know what's going on, or I need to distract myself with, you know, other people's lives, other people's what's going on. Now, I'm not saying don't look things up and don't research and all of that. That's all well and good. But this aimless kind of thing is, I think this is actually a bit of a sickness. And I'll be honest, I don't like social media. Those of you that use it, you know, each to their own. But I think it has elevated people's insecurities because they compare themselves to others, and then they use that to beat themselves with a stick. That person's got this, that person's got that, I'm not there yet. And instead of spending that 30 minutes or an hour a day doing that, perhaps read a book, perhaps watch a YouTube about how to do something, perhaps listen to a podcast, perhaps stare out the window and do your affirmations about I am love and I am, may divine love be made alive in me, and do that for your journey and develop yourself in some way. Okay, so this whole, second best and I'm not good enough that comes from social media browsing, is a bit of a thing, as many of you know. Now, and comparison. Now, food for thought. Which ones of these do you do? If you want to put down below which ones you need to work on, put them on there. If you want to not say anything and you want to keep it private, up to you. But this is a kind of a second layer to self-love. There's self-love meditations, affirmations, scripting, making sure you sleep enough, do your exercise and all of that. But this is more subtle. This is, as we move through our day, how we drain our battery, how we overgive to others, and how we don't have any reserves, and how we use, whether it's the addictions, workaholism, social media, we use all these things because we think it's making us feel better, but really ask yourself, is it? So say to yourself, which ones of these do I need to change? And you might say, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. And my vibe is much better in I am love. And I'm doing quite well with that. Whatever it is, if you want to put it down in the description, where you're at with these things, how you're going, and which ones you need to work on, let me know, because this is really important. It's really important. And if you've got those possum eyes, like I said, I see on the bus, make sure you get some sleep. Lots of love, everyone. And as always, I'll see you on here, and I will do more how-to for you videos, how-to videos, and I will also be doing more success stories when those of you that have some send them in, because I do read them out when I get them, but it's ebb and flow with that. So if you know someone with a success story, my email address is in the description down below.